Sooner or later, you are going to have to accept the fact that they burned the house down. It may have been an accident, but they meant to sabotage Jordan's wiring. Those two are the same. They always have been. Friends.
Jealousy. They were always jealous of her. Have you ever questioned why? Did you ever consider that she was covering for someone? She is not your enemy, and neither is Jane.
You want to keep them alive? All of them? Then, let us help you. We're not your enemy. You'd help us, and we will help you. Our promise and agreement stands. The only part of this that goes against your terms is the part in which she is given the finished product to aid her recovery, but you don't mind that, right? You don't want to have her blood on your hands.
You have to keep all of them away from the units. Promise me that much, and I can overlook what you are doing with Jane. Or should I just write you off for having desecrated my grandfather's memory?
You owe her this much for having ruined her life. Fix the frog you cultured. Bring the four back together. Or at least finish what was left floating in the pond.
Listen to me. There isn't a reason to hide anything anymore. Get the machine finished before the moon alignment, and then get back in touch with me, so we can end this once and for all.
You were always blind to it. She hinted at it for you so many times. Open your eyes.
This is where we part ways. I know you don't want to, but we have to. This is going to be dangerous, and we are likely to shift sides once everything is said and done. So, I made something for that exact scenario. One last code, for just you and I. This is only to be used in emergencies, and must be respected, even if one of us has a knife to the other's throat. Do you understand? Swear to me.
I promise.
Alright. This is a 4-part system, and will be relayed as follows. How close the situation is, or how imminent. The amount it will affect you, personally. The amount of others it will affect. The seriousness of the situation. We will use our travel destinations to mark the imminence. These are all of the major places wherein we talked about the clinic. Dekla will be immediate and but close by. Cairo will be within weeks or within the same state. Olive, or the Mount of Olives, will be within a month or two or within a few states' distance. Petrus will be anything under a year or within the same country. Florence will be in the next year or two or on the same continent. Bettages will be anything that is a well off or a major distance away but still requires immediate attention or warning. For the amount it will affect you, personally, we will use the housing system. The cradle is direct. It's your bed. The room is something that will affect you, secondhand. The hall is something that affects your family. The lounge is something that affects your family and your friends. The house is something that affects anyone who knows you or about you. Then, out in the dark forest, the Blackwood is something that does not know of you and is distant from you. It will not affect you directly or anyone you're familiar with. We will use water to measure how many will get wet or how far this reaches others. A puddle is a few people. A pond is around 10. A lake is around 30. A river is a whole town. A whole state will be a sea. If it's bigger than that, or affects the whole world, it is an ocean.
What if it only affects you or I?
Then use a droplet for you, and moonlight for me.
Why moonlight? That has nothing to do with water.
This is a call system for you and I to use, alone. It doesn't have to make sense, but if you must know, I associate the dew with moonlight. Finally, the seriousness, and this will be simple. November, for nuisance, when it's not that dangerous. Pharmacy, for pestilent, as in, it's a little dangerous, and you need to finish it quickly. Romeo, for risky, as in we could be harmed performing the task. Hotel, for harmful, as in we could die or someone could die if we don't act. Lastly, Delta, for deadly, you or someone/many people will die if we don't act. Remember this code. I will always respect it. Be careful. I love you. And, I'm sorry that you were dragged into my mess.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank our patrons, Friendly Phoenix, CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Jerry Mullins, and Vexus. Again, thank you all. You make all this possible.